introduce ourselves for everybody. We can start with you, Isabella.
Hi, I'm Isabella Gomez. You were just staring at my face for a very long time.
My name is Maxwell Hamilton. I played Peter, and I also produced the movie.
My name is John Berardo, and I wrote and directed the film, and I also played that small role.
Building manager!
So I guess let's just start at the top. I assume it started with you, John. Where did the idea come from? Inspiration?
That's such a loaded question, but I'll say that, all of us went through the pandemic, right? We all knew what it was like to, go to bed one day and then wake up the next, and it's a year later. And so I really wanted to, so it was the pandemic when I pretty much wrote this, was the tail end of it. And those of you that, a lot of people in here do know me and have been to my apartment in downtown LA, and I started doing mannequin art with mannequins that were left behind from shout out to McGee Clegg. People in here know McGee Clegg is, grad school, USC. I lived with him in a loft in downtown, and he left these mannequins for a project, and they were just sitting here for years, and I was like, I can't throw these away. So I started creating art out of them, and once the pandemic hit, I created a lot more mannequin art, so there was nothing much else to do, and this idea kind of came to me, and really kind of going through the fallout of the pandemic, and you have like these sort of expectations for yourself of like hopes and dreams, and then anything can change and happen overnight, and sort of like clinging on to the stuff that's non-existent anymore.
Wow. I didn't expect that answer. That's wonderful. Yeah. So at what point did you involve all of these wonderful people?
Well, fun fact, pretty much majority of everybody in this movie was a part of my first one, Initiation.
Oh, great.
And Initiation came out in 2021, and I wanted to make the mannequin to bring people back, in front of the camera, behind the camera, and just really have a blast making the movie again. We all had a great time making Initiation, and, I was like, why not bring everybody back and make a movie where we can all just have an even better time, totally different kind of movie, and like stay up all night and make horror movies together.
That's great. I mean, I think it shows on the screen, and that's awesome that that's what actually happened behind the camera. The worst thing is you watch a good movie, and then everyone's like, oh, this is the worst experience of my life. It's like,
we
that's
all
terrible.
hate each other.
Okay, great. And you are a really good actor then. Yeah. So I guess, at what point did you come on as the producer, and was the part already written for you, or you're like, I'm going to play that guy?
Yeah, I think originally I was just in for Peter. We had done a couple of renditions of some test reads and whatnot, and then it was one day you called me. I think I had
Mother's
offered.
Day.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day 2 years ago, and he had called me and said, actually, would you want to be part of producing it? And I was like, yeah, you need like PAs or something? Like, what do you want me as? He's like, no, can you produce it? And I was like, oh. And so I lied and said yes.
Had you produced
yes,
before?
I can. I had not. No.
Okay, wow. Okay.
So
he had produced smaller projects,
smaller stuff,
smaller
yeah.
budget projects through like a company that I have, and it was just like, obviously we went to UCLA together as well.
Yeah, so we'd worked together for a long time.
Okay.
But hopped in, and then we just we got Ashley Rosenberg. Can I real quick just do a shout out?
Crew?
Yeah, I just want to do a shout out.
I recognize most of the people here, so yes, please.
I want to do a shout out to everyone, like Ashley, our other producer in the back. We have our executive producers here, Johnson and An Ming, Sanjay, if you're here. The cast and the crew, just do a quick stand up if you were part of this real quick.
Yeah, so everybody can
Take a bow.
Please. So, yeah, when we got started, we just started making phone calls and got the gang back together and just started talking and getting the wheels moving, and a couple months of pre-production, and then we were in that building for a couple weeks just having fun.
Yeah.
He makes it sound easy, but
Yeah.
this also happened. I see Ashley like at the basically.
So a couple weeks is generous. We were in there for 12 days.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We were hoping to go into production early summer, like early to mid-ish summer of 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those of us that remember 2023. And so there was just a lot of waiting to see, would we get the interim agreement, would we not? And, you know, it was really just like, I can't, you know, really the entire like cast and crew, and most importantly our investors, they were just, you know, our executive producers, they just really believed in us, and like we kept saying to them, like, it's gonna happen, we're gonna get it, but we really like, there was no way we could say for sure not whether we were, but like we.
For clarification, for the SAG strike, that was happening during 2020.
The WGA and the SAG strike.
And so, but then we were allowed by the unions to make our little project.
That's great.
So yeah.
We got it, and we went right into production.
Great. So, Isabella, when did you come into this process?
Well, I feel like John and the girls are just part of my family. Initiation, we didn't talk about it enough, where it got into South by Southwest, and then the pandemic happened, and then John did not get his flowers for this awesome film that we made. And so he wrote another one for us so we would have a chance to be able to show it to people, because we didn't get to do that, which is unheard of in the industry, so cool. And John, I just love his brain and
his mustache.
And his mustache, yes, mainly that.
Yeah.
But anytime he calls, I say yes and immediately. So it was just a no-brainer.
Okay, so did you audition actors for this?
No,
or
I wrote it for the actors.
Okay, because I was going to say that was a huge part of it, was that camaraderie really
Hands down.
shown through, yeah.
I felt like, you know, those of us that write scripts, we love to write scripts where it's like, oh, it'd be so good if I could get like Brad Pitt, and it's like, like I like to write for actors that I know personally and can like capably like just kill the role, and you know, it gives, you know, who wouldn't want to work with a director who like crafts a role to make them shine?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and so and also like casting is 90% of your job as a director.
Yeah,
it really is, and I think that if you can like craft roles, and like I'm the kind of director I love to have the cast like, you know, what would you say? How would you say it? Like, you know, you just let them play, and you give them the world, and you know, it's kind of metaphorical for the, you know, the whole sort of like backdrop of the film itself too.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned the location, and I think that's kind of another character in this movie. So how did you find that loft?
Well, God, we found it. Was it on Gigster?
Gigster. We just went through some location scouts. We hit up a couple spots. I think this was, ironically, the first place that we toured.
Oh, no way.
And then we just kind of went back to it after a couple of options and said, we can make this work somehow.
Yeah, we wrote, so we actually wrote the script for the loft that I live in. And then after careful consideration and thinking, you know, filming in my home.
You want your privacy.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So like, how can we like, you know, translate this? And you know, we saw the space, and it was just, it wasn't anything like the script was written for like my own loft. It was just massive, and it was a character in itself. And so I took the script and I adjusted the script to fit the space, because you know, the space was just remarkable, and you know, it's almost like you're below, you know, it's almost like hellish in a way, but you know, descending below the freeway. And that's the 10 freeway in the background. This is just, you know, pretty much like at the 10 in downtown LA.
Yeah. Wow. It was great. And your production designer, obviously,
Emily
had a field
Peter!
day. She's here. Yes.
I mean, like you want to talk about a magician?
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. So I guess did anything change? You talked about rewriting it for the space. Did anything change from the script to when you're shooting it? Because I guess my question is, how do you balance that tone where you have such a good group of friends and it's so much fun, but then at the same time, you can make everybody in this crowd jump? So I guess, how do you balance that? Did anything change from the script to shooting it?
Yeah, I think we were rolling with the punches as they came along. And again, to what you just said, I mean, you allow the actors and even just like production design, like everyone had so much agency in their own for their own role, where we were, you know, tweaking lines of like, I'll say it like this. It was very, very collaborative, and yeah, I think on a daily basis we were making changes, small things,
we added
little tweaks.
Scenes,
yeah.
You know, like I would stay up late and watch like those YouTube like Reddit ghost stories, like you know, and it's like, oh my God, is this real? Like, and I would see something like, oh, that's such a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, I also got to say is I have a really close, tight-knit relationship with like my editor and my composer as well. Like, I've known them since like UCLA and USC, and my editor Christina Lyons, like, let's give it up for her.
Come on.
Like, if you, I would give her like a bullet bullet list breakdown of like, okay, this is the direction I'm going to give Isabella, and this is the direction I'm going to give these characters, and this is kind of like what I'm going for. And she would like go through it and be like, okay, watch for these things, watch for those things, because she's going to be rewriting the movie herself. So I wanted to have an extra pair of eyes on it to kind of just make sure, especially if we did change things. Really not, it wasn't like we drastically changed things last minute, but like, you know, once you are on set, once you wrap and you bring VFX in, like a lot evolves and the movie kind of becomes its own animal. And so like I think having like your composer, your editor part of the process early enough to really just inspire you and like, you know, really just get them engaged with the project early on, you can come up with some really like great ideas together.
Yeah, that's great. So I guess Isabella, did anything stand out? You got to see it on the big screen now. Anything on the day that stands out to you? Something that was super challenging? You were obviously playing with a lot of blood and effects. And
It was rad.
Yeah.
I think the most challenging part is it was such a short period of time. So we could do each scene maybe 2 or 3 times. 4 or 5 we were lucky. And so we knew we just kind of had to go in and deliver. And for me, most people know me from a sitcom I did, and so people are like, you're funny. And so I felt a lot of pressure coming in to be like, oh, I want to reinvent myself and show people that I can do all kinds of stories. But then once we got in there, it's just working with people you love and working in such a collaborative environment. It just felt like summer camp.
Yeah.
It was camp.
Yeah.
And so even when there was hard things, like we did the axe stunt, I had opened a play. Heyo! I had literally opened a play. That's why you don't see me in that other side of that shot.
That's true.
And then I got to set, and our incredible stunt coordinator was like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to hit with this axe. It's a stunt axe. But we did it on the thingy, on the cushion, and it got through the cushion. So don't hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it won't cut him, but it don't hit him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
cool.
not going to feel good. Yeah.
I can't see at night. I had white contacts
Oh
in.
yeah, you had contacts in.
And it was dark. And they were like, and don't kill him, go.
Yeah.
So that was tough.
Yeah.
But like, we
He's
did it.
alive. You
He's
did it,
alive.
yeah.
I was sweating bullets, but
Yeah,
we
I
got through it.
bet. Yeah.
He kept being like, just hit me, whatever.
soon
And I
as
was
the
like,
axe-
Whatever, bro.
As
Yeah.
soon as the axe punctured the cushion, I was like, we need to practice this. Hold on,
Your
everybody.
producer brain turned on, right? Yeah.
But we got it in. Yeah.
Well, we have a whole audience here, so let's open up to questions from you guys. We just go with hands. So if anyone has a question, raise your hand. No questions. Oh, we got one. Okay.
First of all, as a horror fan, it was amazing to hear my name whispered. I will hear that now at night, and I'm terrified. But also, I just want to know, what was the most fun scene to film? Like, I mean, horror movies are so fun to make. Which one was just like, I mean, like you said, summer camp for you, but I guess the top scene.
I feel like I can confidently say for everybody the best scene was Nadine putting her hand in the garbage disposal. Let's give it up for Nadine, everybody.
Yeah.
Give it up for Nadine. We scheduled that scene last on purpose because, you know, when you have an entire crew of people working for like bare minimum, like insane overnight hours, you want them to end the shoot with like a fucking fun scene, and you want them to like go out with a bang, and I think that whenever you can end an experience like this with like a really fun scene with lots of blood, lots of screaming. I mean, we had, was it Emily Russell, our production coordinator, who was like running behind the set making this production happen. We were like, you want to pump the blood? She was like, yeah. So like, it was just, it's like everybody came together on set in that final scene, and we were all just like emotional, laughing, having a great time, and I think the insanity of it kind of comes through when you watch the scene.
That's great. Any other questions? Yes, right here.
Can you talk about your makeup artist a little bit? Because your monster makeup was fantastic.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Allie.
Come on, Allie.
Allie is not here, but Allie, this was my first time to work with Allie. She came recommended through USC, a guy I went to USC with, and basically I was putting together the budget, and the makeup artist that I usually worked with on Initiation was having a baby, so she wasn't able to do the shoot. And so I was just like, who do I know? So I was just like, oh, this girl followed me on Instagram. Like, I followed her back. Like, I'll just hit her up. Like, and I just randomly hit her up on Instagram, and I was like, hey, like, you want to make a movie? And she was like, yeah. So, and Allie, like, is legit. Like, if anybody in here is looking for an incredible makeup artist who's fast, efficient, if you need to get something done in 2 takes, you hire Allie. Like, I would say, like, blood, guts, gore, blood rigs, you know, she can whip that stuff up in like 10, 15 minutes. You're like, hey, can you do like glam makeup? She's like, I need an hour. So it's like she brings her team together in a way to really just make them a badass, like, you know, group of makeup artists. And like John Pope, our DP, had the idea. Give it up for John Pope. So it's a black and white. That idea to make the blood red was very last minute. And so I think it was like the week before, something like that. We're like, hey, Allie, can you like do chrome green blood? And she was like, you got it. And she made it happen. And it was just, yeah, she's incredible. She built all the prosthetics ahead of time. And all the rigs were set up ahead of time. She's, you know, just like a mad scientist when it comes to that stuff.
I think when we met her once before she came over, but then we went to her backyard. I was getting the prosthetic of the fake arm, the half chopped off arm, and Shireen was getting her messed up hand fixed, and we just saw her set up, and we just knew, we were like, oh, she's the real deal.
We're in good hands.
We're in good hands. Like we're golden.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
Shout out
great.
to her. Yeah.
So we have time for probably 1 or 2 more. Anyone? Yes, right here.
There are a lot of really distinct like props and things in here. I'm wondering if you guys kept any.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The mannequin is here
one in the-
somewhere.
The mannequin
yeah.
is here. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I kept a pincushion doll. I kept we have like we had multiple copies of the mannequin. So like the one with the skull in it, I have encased in a glass frame, so none of y'all worry about anything. Yeah, no, I mean the pincushion doll, the crystals from the car.
Oh yeah.
John kept everything.
Yeah.
We did not.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
Anything we could keep, we
You
kept
moved
it.
into the loft, everything, yeah.
Yeah.
It's as is still.
Yeah.
You can go visit it.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Have you like read about how the Tesla thing actually has been known to happen?
Yes, that was a last minute idea.
That was one of those like new pages the
New-
day before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was literally like the day
The
before.
natural backing up sound of it just really works for a
Right.
You're like, what the hell's that ghost doing? You're like, oh, it's a Tesla backing up. I love, you know, finding unconventional ways of horror. Like, you know, you can watch as many horror movies as you want, but it's like, I want to recreate something that's a little different. And like, you know, I really just loved watching like those creepy ass YouTube videos at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and like you'd have these like dumbasses going into a cemetery late at night and being like filming their like, you know, Tesla screen, and it's like something will show up there be like, ah, like freaking themselves out, and it's like, this is a great idea.
So I have one last question. What's next?
Well, there's potential nexts. That's a loaded question. I am writing for the same, you know, obviously, like, if any of you've seen Initiation, you'll especially notice the 3 girls, the now 4, because we have, you know, Gabby, who joined us on this. But, like, I really want to do a 3rd installment with the ladies again, and I want to do, like, an erotic monster movie.
Oh, yeah, got a lot of ooze. Yeah, we're in. Well, thank you guys so much. Let's give it up one more time for Mannequin.